Hey everyone, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I got a video for you guys that I've been wanting to make for a while, but considering that the Awakening DLC is coming out for Xbox One and PC today, the same day that this video is going up, I thought I would finally do this and show you guys this awesome bow that you can unlock in the zombies mode. Don't get me wrong, the new maps that are in the Awakening DLC are absolutely phenomenal. I like them. I think they're the 4 best multiplayer maps in the game, but I really like the new zombies map called Okay, I messed it up completely, but this is how you guys are gonna do this. I'm gonna give you step by step on exactly how to get what I believe to be the best upgraded bow in the game. So if you're new, don't worry, we're going to go through all the steps to getting the original bow that you then have to upgrade anyways. So you're going to start off at low rounds. What I like to do is shoot the zombies about 5 times to get the maximum amount of points. You want to get as much money, as much points as you possibly can in the early rounds, because it's really going to matter the doors that you have to open. If you're doing this solo, it's doable. You know, you can also do this with friends as well. There's 4 different upgraded bows, which is cool, and there's a massive Easter egg that we've been trying to do for weeks where it requires everyone to get a different bow. So this bow is my personal favorite. You can call it the Thunder Bow, the Wind Bow, whatever it may be. So in the early rounds, you see I'm just like repairing barricades and getting as much money as I can. Shooting them and then knifing is a good way to stack up points, because knifing gives you the most amount of points, but if you could shoot them before you knife them, you kind of maximize that. So the first thing you're gonna do is go through that door right in the main room that I showed you, and you're gonna go through this door as well. Now if you're playing with a group of 4, I highly suggest that someone with the lowest amount of money opens the first door, because the doors are gonna get more and more expensive. There's 2 more doors that we have to go through before we can turn the power on. Now the mystery box does spawn in the beginning for anyone who plays solo. It may be there if you're playing with friends, it might not be, but if it is, go ahead, roll like 1 time so that you can get a weapon that'll hold you until you get the original bow. Now, there are 3 dragons on the map. First one being here in the lower courtyard. What you want to do is you want to lure a zombie over in front of it, shoot the zombie, and it's going to wake it up. You then have to feed the dragon 7 zombies. But be careful on this part. Do not kill too many zombies at once or the dragon won't eat them. You have to pace them out. When the dragon is fully done eating the zombie, then you can shoot another one to feed it again. Once it's fully fed, it's going to break up and it's going to fall into like pieces of rock. So what I like to do is I like to kind of kite the zombies around and run them in circles and train them until there's enough, because remember, the earlier you get this bow, the better. I think that it's a good idea just to keep as many zombies alive. The value of each individual zombie is really important. So you can see I'm just luring them over here, shooting them one by one. You can tell if it's done eating the zombie by the animation. If the animation stops, then usually it's ready to get fed again. So we're going to fade here. The dragon is almost fed. Now these steps that I'm showing you guys to get the original bow, the normal bow, is going to be the same for all these videos. I'm going to do a video on the 4 bow upgrades. This one being the thunder one. The next one we're probably going to do void. Then we'll do the fire one. And we'll do the dog one last, the dog spirit. Now you want to go up on this little catwalk above the lower courtyard where you just were, open that door, and you can see I'm running really low on money because I am playing this solo, so I just kind of moved up through the hallway of this building and just trying to move closer and closer to the power. Just stacking up points here, getting as much as I can. The next door is going to cost 1,500. When you go through this, I almost died there. There was a few times where I almost died during this. I would have been really sad because I would have had to completely do it again. Almost died again there, but I have enough money to go through here. I'm going to spend the 1,500. I have a decent weapon, and I'm getting really close to getting the bow, so don't worry about switching out your pistol. Keep your pistol on you because you'll switch that out for the bow. So turn the power on, go out past the death ray, and you're going to just kind of go down towards the upper or the larger courtyard. The other one's the lower courtyard. This is the upper courtyard. This is like the main courtyard where a lot of things are going to be happening. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in the church off of the main courtyard, and there is another dragon here that you're going to have to feed it. 7 zombies. You can see this one's fed. Now I'm going to move you to the last and final dragon. Now on your way down to the last dragon, what we call the pyramid room, or you can call it the basement, you're going to see here, that's where your bow is going to spawn. It's going to show you the dragons that you have fed and the one that you don't have fed. So you're going to come down here, and this is where the final dragon is. Now you can call this the gravity room, the pyramid room. We just call it pyramid room. It's pretty easy. There's a massive pyramid in the middle of the room. So after this dragon is fed, you've finally completed the steps to getting the original bow. Now I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade it to one of my favorite upgrades, the wind bow or the thunder bow, lightning bow. You can call it really whatever you want. So you can see all 3 dragons are there. Pick up the bow and you're ready for your next step. Now after getting your bow, you're going to go back to where you originally turned the power on, and you're going to see this weather vane up here on top of this little tower. You're going to shoot that with your bow, and you're going to hear this weird noise like you just heard. And you're going to see something drop. Now if you look over there, there's a blue arrow. This is your start to the quest of getting this bow. So when you pick it up, you'll see the circle in the top left-hand corner, which will be completely empty. That means you just started this. The next step is really fast. You want to come over here, and there are 3 bonfires that you want to shoot with your bow. Now remember, if you don't pick up the arrow, it won't ignite the bonfire. The first one being over near the clock tower. The second one being right here that you can see from the death ray. And to get to the third one, you're going to have to go over to the rocket launch pad. Now, we haven't been to the rocket launch pad, so how you get there is you go down to the pyramid room, clear out some zombies if you want, but for the most part, you want to save as many zombies running around as you can without dying. So to get to the teleporter, it's a room right off the pyramid room. It's going to cost you 1,500 points to go through this door, so if you're playing with other players, let the person that has the most money go through here, and it's also going to cost 500 to teleport over to the rocket pad. Now that we've teleported to the rocket pad, the last bonfire is going to be right over on the right, as you can see right there. Now, it may take you a couple tries, but eventually you'll hit it, and as you can see in the top left, you're done with the next part. Now you want to teleport back over. Now this part can be a little bit tricky, but once you do it once, it's extremely easy. Now I go over here, I teleport the Pack-a-Punch parts so that you can get the Pack-a-Punch. That's something you really want to do, especially in later rounds to upgrade certain weapons that may not be helpful at that point in time. Now go over back to where the pyramid is in the pyramid room. I almost died there again. I would have been so salty. There's 4 pressure plates around the pyramid. You want to stand on them for a few seconds until they illuminate blue. When they illuminate blue, you've activated the gravity room. Also, keep an eye open for one of the shield parts that is down here. It usually spawns up on the golden arches above the pyramid or around by that room with the teleporter in it. Once all 4 are lit, you're going to see an orb on top of the pyramid, and you're going to notice that there is no gravity. The next thing you want to do is walk over these pressure plates that have a wind symbol on the wall. You can see they're blinking. There's 5 of them. You have to run over all 5 of them without hitting the ground. Now, this is extremely easy with the low gravity. It's very, very hard to fall off the wall. You almost have to completely stop moving to do it. But you're going to run around here. Be careful of this little indent here. It can be a little bit difficult. All you have to do is just turn your character to the right. You're going to hear a sound, and you're going to see the indicator letting you know that you finished the next part of the bow in the top left-hand corner. Now there are 3 jars that you want to feed 5 zombies to around the map. Now there's one in the clock tower, which I'm showing you here.
Ain't a problem this can't solve.
Once it's fed, you're going to be able to electrify your bow and shoot the bonfires that you shot before. It's totally up to you whether you want to do them one by one. I like doing it in this order. I like getting the 2 on this side fed and then going over to the rocket and getting the 3rd one fed. After the jar by the rocket's fed, I like to shoot that bonfire first and then come back and do these 2. That's just my personal preference. You can do them one by one if you want, but just be careful because it's annoying to try to shoot the bonfires again when you have zombies all over you. Alright, so as we said before, we're heading over to the 3rd jar here to feed it. And be very careful over here by the rocket. There is rocket test launches every single round, and it can kill you if you're outside these doors. These doors you're going to see behind me that lead out to the rocket launch pad. If those are closed and you're on the rocket side, you're gonna die. You gotta be very careful. Try to kite the zombies around until it's full. Then once it's full, I'm gonna show you what I was talking about before about how to electric charge your bow. Go up, take your time, but make sure you hit it. If you miss your arrow, you're gonna have to go back and charge it again. But once you hit the bonfire, you should see electricity coming out of where the fire once was. There's still gonna be a bit of fire, but you're gonna see the electricity kind of illuminate through the smoke. Kobe. Once you've done that, you're going to get an indicator in the top left-hand corner to let you know that you finished the next part. You're going to go back over to the weather vane where you first saw it. You're going to hit E, square, or X over where you see this electric rock under the weather vane. You're going to see the arrow float up to where the weather vane was. You're going to have to shoot the weather vane one more time, and then the arrow is going to drop down. After you've grabbed the arrow, you've completely finished the steps you need to do. All you have to do now is the same thing that you need to do with all the bows. You have to go down to the pyramid room, and once again, you need to feed the arrow about 20 zombie souls. Once it's completely fed, you'll hear a noise to indicate that you finished it, and I'll let you guys enjoy the awesome animation.
Dempsey needed explosive arrows in his life. Did your mother ever keep you better? Double points. Time to double down. Insta-kill. My mitts are ready, freak bags. Let's dance.
Congratulations, you now have one of the strongest bows in the new zombie map, Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache. Okay, I'm gonna stop down before you dislike the video. So as you can see here, we killed a Panzer in about 3 shots. Super strong. There's 2 ways you can use it. Pull the bow all the way back in order for the storm effect, which does AoE, stuns zombies in the area, and kills them. You can use this to your advantage because you can shoot it at your feet if you want to pick up a teammate, and it'll give you enough time. It's essentially monkeys, damage bow, and like AoE all in one. It's pretty damn awesome. If you unlock this bow, you're gonna be having some really high rounds in zombies. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and let me know if this helped. If you're really excited for the next 3 bows, please let me know, and I'll be sure to upload a video once we finish the Easter egg as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.